to take it, right?
Does it look?
Of course,
Does it
obviously.
look not infected? Does it have the golden eyes?
It doesn't look like it's infected. It looks like it's very, scared and covered in mud and pretty terrified, all things considered. Looks a little
I'm
scrawny.
unable to drag it into my car. This is patient zero, guys.
I actually would not at all be surprised if Patient Zero was an animal.
It probably was like a rat. Because fucking rats.
Well, if we're assuming this was a government test gone wrong, then yeah, they would have likely been testing on
It
animals.
actually stops it, not afraid, but it looks up at Fletch and starts there's those pleading eyes from the Arms of an Angel commercial that you see.
And
Sarah
it starts
McLachlan's
playing.
in the
Yeah, Sarah
background.
McLachlan's in the background, playing from one of the Walmart speakers. In the
Fuck you, Walmart.
arms of an angel.
I will attempt not to scare it away and try to retrieve said kitten.
It looks pretty desperate, and it's kind of shivering a bit, but it does not run away from Fletch.
This is how I die.
Oh, I have zero doubt.
And nuzzles against Fletch's arm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's adorable and cool, but
Yeah.
this is
You can now move the kitten.
going to be how we all die.
What are you talking about? What chick will not go for the guy taking care of an abandoned kitten? Right?
Ones who are more concerned about dying?
Now he'll make this a real pussy wagon.
Oh,
I need the license plate.
Yeah, Aaron, after all the shitty puns that you've made in sessions, aha! I can jab that in your ear.
no, I mean, the worst part is I mentally spelled it like Nazi style.
Nazi style.
Unpimp your auto.
Why was that like a Japanese accent?
No.
The Japanese get involved a lot with cars, too. They were allies, you know?
Wait. No. No. No.
My
No.
God.
No. I've been selling Japanese cars all this time.
You've been helping out the guy who speaks Nazi.
We just drop it like it's hot.
I think we need to move on from this conversation as
Yes.
quickly as possible.
Yes. Since
I
8
guess-
p.m., you folks have managed to gather with the items that you've acquired. As it turns out, the full panic really hasn't set in yet. Conversing with people and your whole sorts of dealings, there are some folks who have obviously fucking fled. They booked it. They're like, fuck this, I'm out. There are other people who are not exactly sure what's to come, but think the government will help handle the situation. There are other
Yeah,
people
right.
who think this is complete government lies and bullshit.
Yeah, preach
There's still others who are like, they can take on all comers. They're made of the same stock as Granny MacGannigan. I want to see whatever the hell these things are walk up to my house. Fucking shoot them dead.
You guys, we gotta go back for
Yep.
Granny now?
Yep, the wide, colorful cast of characters and variety that you folks have experienced so far in your lives.
Yep,
They'll be fine with the walk.
gotta go get Granny and our barterables.
It actually ends up being before Kat is actually able to meet up with the rest of the group that she hears a familiar voice call behind her. Kathlyn, is that you?
Do I have a name to go with it immediately, or do I just recognize the voice?
It's just a recognizable voice. You can make a simple intelligence test for me.
It's Buford.
Simple intelligence. Go.
Yeah, Buford's gone. Goodbye, Buford.
He did.
Goodbye,
died in the
Buford.
black.
It's ×2 for simples, right?
Yes, it's times 2.
Nope.
All right, let me go ahead. Let me go
Damn
ahead
vision
and
drug.
let me go ahead and remove their name tags.
That was a natural one, too.
Exactly.
Uh
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
huh. Okay.
We didn't make it work.
Turning around, she sees two individuals, a man and the woman. They used to be former neighbors. They're 8 years older than her. They moved before she went to college. She cannot for the life of her remember their fucking names. but they moved here to Romero to, like, do stuff, and apparently one of them's recognized, and the man is saying, "My goodness, how you have grown since the last time we saw you," and the female's saying, "Yeah, honey, she's grown." That condescending tone.
Gross.
First thing she's gonna do is gonna turn around, and I just want to make completely clear that she's still wearing the combat armor at this
Right.
point, and has the bat in her right hand. Like, hello?
Hi.
Haven't seen either of you in a while.
They both walk up,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think the man is giving Kathlyn an appraising look and says, "Yeah, oh hell, I never thought we'd see anyone from back home again after we heard from what happened." And
So, hold on, let's stop right there. What did you hear about what happened, though?
well, haven't you seen the news?
No, I was
It's
there.
everywhere.
I was there.
What
What are they telling you about it?
Look at my face. I'm a member.
They both like look at each other. You know, the news that it was all stuff and there's things marching. And haven't you seen the video footage or anything?
I've seen the video footage, but what are they telling people? What do you know about it?
That there's a disease of some kind that's infecting people, and it's
Not
making
just
them
people.
aggressive towards each other.
It's not just people. It's animals. Only thing I haven't seen infected is insects and birds.
The initial, like, heartwarming thing of recognizing someone they knew from the past has now gone into, like, uncomfortable looks of silence.
Look, you two need to get out of here. They're obviously going to be coming this way soon. The government has a facility just outside town. You don't want to be here.
The man says, "Right, well, okay then. Goodbye, Kathlyn."
Look, if I can give you any help, I'll just tell you this. It's going to be spreading, it's going to be spreading fast. Make sure wherever you sleep is safe from rats. Small entrances, not a good idea.
You sound like a paranoid schizophrenic right now.
Well, at this point, I kind of would be.
Just, you gotta watch out for the rats. The rats,
Yeah.
you need to keep your buildings safe from rats.
The woman narrows her eyes. The man is just like, that's still at an uncomfortable awkwardness. Yeah, okay,
Look.
well.
I saw my parents get eaten.
Oh.
Listen to me.
Oh.
I lived through hell when I was back home.
Oh, just make yourself some crazy.
Keep going, please.
Okay,
Bye, cat.
yeah,
Nice
yeah.
seeing you again.
There isn't even, like, a proper goodbye. The man just, like, now he's, like, shell-shocked, like, turns and walks away, and the woman, like, lowly mutters, "I told you she was crazy."
Well, come on, that
Going to
guy's
yell
totally
like
an artistic douchebag, so...
Because the best way to make yourself look not crazy is to yell after someone, "I'm not crazy!"
No, I
Look.
heard that.
That guy's either wearing a scarf or has his collar popped. Like, you don't need to know those people.
That looks like a scarf. And
Yeah, they
Sure.
walk away quicker.
gonna crack her neck and just walk back over to the car.
Alright, now the group reconvenes.
Let's take this convoy down to Granny MacGannigan's. Tony rockets off.
Convoy.
I'm obviously absorbing Eugene through through osmosis here.
Reverse osmosis.
Reverse
Just-
osmosis.
You.
I don't know why I went to reverse immediately.
Absorbing him out of your body.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, reverse osmosis is when you expel something.
No, yeah, I started talking. I had too much caffeine today.
No, you didn't. You haven't had enough.
Alright.
Anymore.
You folks then bundle up your convoy and begin to slowly make your way through the crowded masses of people heading back towards Granny MacGannigan's. Who's in order? Is it like Eugene driving first and then like what
Let's
order's the cars in?
let's put the big chunky SUV in the front.
Okay, yeah, Fletch, who does
I
not live here.
assume we honestly have to put Eugene in front because he's A, going to go slowest, and B, he knows the way.
Yes.
Oh, fine.
Plus, you're most likely to fail a quick stop roll, and we can watch you run somebody over.
That's true. All right, you've won me over.
And then Eugene can be in the middle. Fletch can be in the middle, and Trusty Tony can be last. You know, cruising as best he can in a sports car.
He's swaggering in a sports car.
Yep. Well, in that case, it ends up being his swag which is brought to a halt when he hears two tiny, infuriating little voices. Look, that's Trusty Tony! Yeah, Trusty Tony! Look at him! And two kids fucking go rushing out of the crowd to, like, stop in front of his car. Look, you see he's not dead? Yeah, he's not dead. I thought he got eaten by zombies. Yeah, zombies. Have you seen the zombies? Oh my god, they're so cool. I'm gonna kill every single one of them. I'm gonna kill zombies. Yeah, zombies. These kids have, like, hung out, like, at your fucking car place for as long as you can remember, and no amount of threats or coercions or bribes have ever pried them away.
So what would be the negative for me to drive off really, really fast around people?
Well, you wouldn't go very far because you would just clobber into the thick mass of bodies, and the car wouldn't be able to put enough oomph right here.
I assume the first reaction would be to press the lock button on your...
Just look down at the radio and press the gas pedal a little bit.
It's almost
look at those faces. You need to do it.
Yep. So they're slowly being carried away on the hood. Oh, man, dude, have you seen any zombies? I mean, I want to fight somebody. I'm going to kill like 19 zombies. Are you going to go fight somebody? I want to fucking tell you. You're going to fight somebody.
So Tony's going to read...
Small-town celebrities.
I'm going to roll intimidation, and Tony's just going to wind down the window and say, kids, if you don't get out of the way, I'm going to run you over.
All right, roll intimidation.
Do we notice that they've stopped and those kids have appeared because of how slow we've been going?
I'll use intelligence plus intimidation if you don't mind.
It actually depends whether it's a bluff or not.
Good
If
question.
it's not a bluff, it uses willpower for some odd reason.
That's right. It's intelligence plus intimidation to bluff, and willpower plus intimidation to... You're fucking serious.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
really
using
get
intelligence.
that.
I'm bluffing.
He's bluffing. He's not really going to run it, because then people would really pay attention. And then,
He's reckless, not evil.
Yeah.
Also, charisma, doesn't this apply?
Yes.
Hooray.
Uh-oh.
I do have to ask, have we heard
Get
this
out of my way,
exchange?
kids.
Like, Eugene, and I know he's not from...
You haven't heard the exchange, no. There's a lot
Eugene's
of noise.
just driving along.
Yeah. All right, with that, they both blink, and they have that terrified kid look, and oh look, let's go, they fucking go scamper off.
One of these days, I'm actually going to run them over. And that's going to be a good day.
A weekly occurrence for Tony.
Okay.
Tony.
The rest of the trip ends up passing without incident. You folks slowly make your way back. It ends up being that when you eventually arrive, ends up being 8:30. There is Granny's trailer still standing there, surrounded by the sea of weed, and there is another vehicle which does a pretty good job of blending in with the surroundings. That Eugene will recognize as being the car of his uncle-in-law.
Is that douchebag MacGannigan?
Is that douchebag MacGannigan?
No, not douchebag MacGannigan. Ulysses Grant Kleinerman. Married an aunt of the family, and the aunt kind of got incarcerated for a bit for various incidents. And he's just been hanging around. He helps Granny, especially in her old age, since she really can't move around so well. A very gruff, brusque man, rather portly, likes to carry a cigar around his mouth, thick beard, very strong, serious business.
He's not even a MacGannigan.
No, he's not a MacGannigan. He's a Kleinerman. Called, his nickname is Grant because his first name is Ulysses. Makes sense.
You guys gonna get out of your cars? You're just gonna sit in there the whole time?
Looking over the stuff we bought, we forgot some things. He'll get out.
And Cat just climbs out the front of the car.
Kitten, trails off after.
Walks through it, actually.
Kitten trails
Carrying-
off after Fletch. Yeah.
Carrying the kitten, actually.
All right.
Right on his face.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, we definitely forgot things. Like food and water.
That's not important.
Eugene,
The water purifier.
The door can definitely be opened. It looks much the same place. Billowing out of the trailer is smoke. As Granny, Grant, and a third man, whom Eugene will recognize, was nominally named his godfather, but Eugene has never spent that much time around him, nor does he care to, nicknamed Cece. And one of the reasons why Eugene has never liked to spend that much time around him because he has the coldest, deadest, pale blue eyes you'll ever have the misfortune to stare into.
Creepy.
Like he's the sort of guy who he's humorless, he just stares at you with that dead, pale blue eye glower as a great intimidating factor. He's been hanging with Granny for as far back as you can remember. They talk about stories from like back in the fucking 30s. He's actually currently been roped into apparently being dealer as Granny and Grant end up playing a game of gin, which does not actually subside as you open the door and walk in.
I
Granny
was
looks
seriously
up.
hoping when I zoomed in on him, the blue eyes would be the only color.
No, they're so pale.
That's too much effort.
Yeah. This is a B-rated thing here.
Yeah, he's gonna be dead in like 5 minutes anyway.
It's a completely informed quality, obviously.
Yes. Through the wall.
CC glowers. Grant doesn't even bother to pay attention. Like, I'm gonna get you. They're calling cards as they're playing gin. Granny looks up and says, "Back from your shopping trip so soon?"
Yeah, we're about to head out.
Mind if I use your sink?
Granny says, "No, that's not a problem at all."
Go clean up the cat.
You're like, "What do you mean you're about to head out?"
Did he
I mean,
have
we're
a
not going to
cat?
stick around here. The zombies are coming.
Of course you aren't. You got everything you needed that fast?
I mean, we're still going to hit up my place, and aside from that,
Right, because Lord knows you need that weed to try to keep you stable.
I mean, no.
Anthony, did he actually learn how to drive today? I was kind of hoping he would.
he didn't hit anyone.
Well, I imagine I'd be a plus.
That's about all I can say about it.
The car is not currently on fire.
Potman's nodding along to each of these things.
Might want to
All
check out
proud.
the window before making that statement.
All right, well, so long as you park the car near where you left it, I think Grant took up the spot, but shouldn't be any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to come with us?
Granny blinks and says, I mean, you young people got to make your own in life, right?
Do we?
Yes, Potman.
Besides, ain't no hell demon or zombie or whatever you talk enough to scare me. You kids haven't even decided where you're going yet, have you? How the hell you expect me to just pack up all my shit and move on when I don't even know where I'm going?
I think Pittsburgh's a good bet.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of trying to go west away from the
That's
zombies.
your plan. My idea is go to Pittsburgh and see what happens.
I mean, there's always
I mean, it's
south.
the same plan.
Right. Right,
Always head
Pittsburgh,
south,
you know, a larger city, you know, after all this information is sunk in, I can't imagine what the hell's happening there, and especially if the military is trying to keep any sort of semblance of control. Don't imagine you saw any of them milling about, have you?
Didn't even see any cops.
Oddly enough, I think I saw more guns on civilians than I saw cops.
We'll see. Jen! Grant fucking pounds the table as he lays down his cards.
Jump back a little bit.
Gotcha, you fucking bitch! Granny fucking snorts. I was distracted with the kids. Yeah, that's what you said the last time, too, and I beat your ass. Now it's your turn to deal. CC, hand her the cards. CC glowers and hands Granny the deck.
Hmm.
Potman has a good family.
If we are heading west, like going through the southern states might be a bit easier than the northern ones.
Depends.
Wyoming sucks all times of year.
There's a few people there. It's also beautiful.
Still
Tony
sucks.
says with no experience whatsoever.
It'll be just as beautiful when there's hordes of the undead walking across it.
You know,
Whoa.
south we could actually make for Texas on the way.
And there's a lot of guns in Texas.
There's a lot of things in Texas.
Let's go to Texas. If there's a bunch of people who could survive this, it's the people in Texas.
I mean, that's still away from here.
And if we do decide that west looks pretty shitty, we can go south from Texas too.
Into Mexico. I speak that language.
Grant.
You speak Mexican?
No, it's Spanish, you idiot.
Grant looks at Granny and says, "Now, Eleanor, are you sure you can just be leaving your son alone like that? I mean, especially with that cretin back there." Points a thumb back at Trusty Tony.
Hey,
You know how shitty his cars are. I nearly fucking killed him the last time I bought one.
you still bought one. You signed the paperwork.
Are you
Are you
trying
speaking
to
of people?
Are you
provoke him?
trying to get stabbed?
He bites down on the cigar.
Why don't you just stick your finger in his ear and go neener neener?
CC just glowers over Grant's shoulder at Tony.
You'll probably do less damage than the wall did.
Well, that's
Or the
true,
glass.
but jeez.
The wall hurt.
Granny shakes her head and says, "Oh, there's no telling. Besides, what do they got to do with a bunch of old people like us anyway? They're young. They got to make their own. Besides, if I don't release Eugene to the cliffside, I'll never know whether he can fly.
Dude, your grandma's gonna throw you off a cliff.
You still won't know whether the
Scares
fucker
the
can fly.
shit out of Gene.
Look at him. Just look at him. He's a fucking wimp. He can barely shoot a gun. Isn't that right, boy?
I'm getting better with guns.
Oh yeah, better with gun. Yeah, better."
Fletch comes back with the very unhappy but cleaned up kitten.
Granny actually spares a look over since she's sitting out this round. Says, "That's good. That's good. That'll actually help protect you if any rats try to eat your food. That's not a bad pickup."
Rats.
Obviously not them hell rats you kids talked about, but actual living rats.
Yeah, I guess it could do that too.
Sure, yeah, that was my ideal.
I've got a question. What skill would it be to play Jin with them? I'm just thinking out
Gambling?
of character.
In fact, Potman's gonna sit down and has to be dealt in.
I'd say they're gambling or straight up intelligence.
They laugh. They
An
laugh
actual
at
gambling
Eugene.
skill.
Laugh at Eugene. Grant says, "I would have thought you would have taught the boy how to play fucking Jin. It's done between two people." Granny says,
Oh.
"Well, there are like two teams of two." "No, the boy doesn't know how to
That's
play
bridge.
Jin."
Come on.
I don't know how to play Jin.
Okay, shit.
I know gin rummy, but not gin.
I know,
Granny
I-
explains, "This is why your granny's sitting out the round. She's the dealer because she lost, and I'm doing this because I won." And Cece just ends up speaking up, "Jen. Fuck! God damn it, your fucking kid distracted me now. Fucking burn, stupid car. Lights like another cigar. He takes the deck, starts dealing between Granny and Cece.
Well, while we're here, did y'all happen to know somewhere we could pick up a lot of good traveling food?
They all look at each other, and then they look towards Fletch. "The forest."
Okay, I was thinking something more like city boy prepared.
He's not gonna survive this apocalypse long, is he? Granny shakes her head and laughs.
He just smiles. So is that a no?
Well, you could have always asked Eugene there, useless boy. Might have actually been able to direct you to some place.
but I imagine any of them sporting goods stores or food places had already been raided or used by now. There's still a few places there.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to check a few more.
Yes. Fucking quit distracting me.
As he sits there, like, sullenly with holding the deck while Cece and Granny play.
Well, think you wanted to stop by your place, Eugene?
Sorry, what did you say?
I think you wanted to stop by your place? Since we're just distracting the fine folk here in their game.
Here's the problem with that. I'm about to leave.
I say, as soon as Fletch says that, Grant looks up and says, "The fuck he is! You ain't leaving nowhere, boy. I have some
That's actually
shit
my
to
call.
teach you." Fucking Eugene, like, looks a bit confused, and Granny says, "Sit." Eugene sits.
If you learn anything before you leave, it's going to be gin.
That's right. Granny says, "Eugene's got to be taught a few things and is going to have to help me pack some shit before he goes. But, Tony, I think you might actually know where his log cabin is. It's not like he keeps it very good secret despite what he thinks."
You mean that piece of shit place he has on the north side of town?
Yes.
Just ask any cop in town.
Yeah, I know where it is. I can direct them to it.
Try not to ask them too much. Them and I do not see eye to eye.
Should I leave your car here? I'm going to assume yes.
Yeah.
I'll have Eugene pull it into the driveway for me. Eugene,
All right.
sighs and, fucking goes out.
In those 30 feet, he crashes and catches on fire. Into the back of Grant's car.
Which then also catches on fire.
Grant shouts out,
You wreck my car, you little shit, I'll break you!
Yeah, don't add anxiety to his already -2 driving ability.
Well, and then Trusty Tony will lead you guys to the shit shack. Oh, he's taking it really slowly.
Right, yeah, I'm heading on like 10 minutes.
"It's fine." Granny has just basically ordered Eugene that he's not allowed to leave. He has to help her with packing.
Fletcher just say something to the effect of thanking them for their, specifically her hospitality. And
Right.
Well, now Kat has a decision to make.
Well,
Out of character. Just gonna state plainly, I'm walking.
no.
she's gonna hang on to the back of the SUV or the roof rack.
Potman will explain where his cabin is just in case people, didn't want to know.
No, Trusty Tony, no, it's the piece of shit place on the other side of town. We know where it is.
It's not on the other side of town. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Tony knows where it is, though.
Let's look at this from an empirical standpoint. Tony has crashed 2 cars.
One that you know of.
I've heard
Right,
stories.
so Potman's going to tell them the way to his barely secret cabin.
That's fine.
And Fletch
And-
definitely did not make a pass at Kat in the elevator. So
Anything else, Aaron?
And luxurious fields of weed.
Yes, luxurious.
And say,
relatively.
and like really emphasize, listen, I got zips, I got a dry rack. You need to raid that because that is cash.
primo dinero.
No, like for real. That's something we can trade with.
Yeah. Shit's gone to hell. People looking for an
Everyone
escape.
needs to get high.
Any escape.
I see how it is.
Everyone needs to.
Granny calls out, "Eugene, quit stalling. You can start by packing my personal items."
Oh, Granny, please no.
The dresser drawer starts vibrating. Just run.
That's right, boy. It's the best you can do. Go on now. Go on in there and begin packing it.
And then off everyone else goes.
Yeah.
And Potman gained 5 insanity points that night.
Only 5.
Only 5?
He made a good
Potman's
willpower.
paranoia grew.
His sorrow grew 3 sizes that day.
And Trusty Tony will lead them to the barely hidden shack in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
It's a dildo forest.
It was good to have you around, Aaron. I wasn't expecting you at all.
Yeah, neither was I.
Airplanes. Fucking how do they work?
Well, you see.
I don't know.
Sorcery.